Let me start with the issue of we die here. We die here. Lord, we die here. All right, that statement is just trying to reveal or express a level of desperation. Desperation and what now? And hunger, that kind of thing. It's still related to the issue of dying. We die daily. It's still related to it. Because in reality, nobody carries the glory of God. Nobody carries the glory of God to a degree until death has happened to him. In fact, that the level of glory you carry is directly proportional to the degree of the death you've gone through. The devil is not scared of your prayers necessarily. The devil is not scared of your fasting. This will not surprise some of you. The devil is not even scared of the presence of God. Are you surprised? Hope you know he appeared in the presence of God with the angels. He's not even scared that you carry the presence of God. Let me tell you what he's scared of. He's scared of a dead man. Listen, this one statement, don't forget it. The devil is scared of a dead man. For the prince of this world comes to me and finds nothing in me. Why do you think Jesus made that statement? I lay down my life. Jesus is dead to the flesh. That Satan came. This is the state you get to. And Satan is scared of. He's not scared because you are anointed. He was once the anointed cherub. Power doesn't scare him. Prayer doesn't scare him. He's scared of a dead man. Because as soon as you are dead, he doesn't have any grip over your life. I mean, nothing appeals to you again. Nothing appeals to you. He wants to use money on you, it doesn't work. He wants to use a lady or a man on you, it doesn't work. He wants to use pride on you, it doesn't work. Or your life small, it doesn't work. Which way should I get to you? He doesn't find any way, because you are too dead to a point. Nothing on earth appeals to you. You see it? When you get to that point, that's called death. To die does not mean you literally fall and die. It means you come to a point where the things of the flesh, the things of the world, no longer have a grip over you. They don't appeal to your emotions. They don't appeal to your person. They no longer. That's what death means. To die does not mean something mysterious happened to you. Maybe you were just there in the place of prayer and then something mysterious happened. Listen, prayer, worship, fasting, the word of God, all of them are a way. They are a pathway you follow to that level of death. Because the more you keep staying in the place of prayer, have you noticed that certain things will no longer make sense to you? I'll give you an example. Some of you are seated down here. In fact, some of you, the first time you came to meet me for personal counseling, your cry was, Apostle, please, I need a job. Or Apostle, me, I want to be married. I'm tired of being like this. I said, no problem. God will give you a husband. God will give you a wife. 2 months down the line, you came again. Husband was not the problem. Apostle, I want to love the Lord. Have you noticed that? For many of you, that was your life. Even some of the guys you came around, what brought you was that you wanted a breakthrough. After a while, you sat down in this atmosphere, and then your desires are now being altered. You don't want a wife again. What you want now is God. What you want now is the presence of God. That when you stay in the place of prayer, when you stay in the place of the word of God, it does something to you. The things you desire naturally begin to shift. You no longer want a house. What you want is God. So all of them are a pathway to that life where nothing appeals to you. Nothing. Then the prince of the world will come to you and find nothing. That's what Satan is scared of. A dead man. If you can allow this flesh to die, that nothing has a hold over you, you can see money and it doesn't make sense. God lifts you to a height. It's not something you sit down and clap your hands for yourself. No. You've conquered mammon. You've conquered fame. You've conquered anger, flesh, lust. You've so conquered it to a point, nothing appeals to you. It means you are dead. You are dead. And it's at that point you see the glory of God. I'm telling you, it's at that point the glory can be revealed to you, in you, and even through you. He told Moses, you are crying for my glory. No man sees my glory and live. What was he telling Moses? Go and die. Only dead men. Only dead men. So the issue of we die here means we come to a point where it's not about us now, that I may decrease. You see it? That I may decrease. This is one of the major pathway. In fact, the major, maybe apart from the issue of motives and the issue of staying in the secret place, one of the major things, if you ask me my opinion, is the greatest secret to hosting the glory and the presence of God is spiritual death. Death to the flesh. Believe me, death to the flesh. Do we get? This is very powerful. I'm telling you. If you can allow yourself to die, there is no degree that even Jesus had to die. Why do you think God gave him a name that is above all names? Death. Is that not? Death. John 12. People came from all over the world wanting to see Jesus, and then Andrew and the rest came announcing the exploit in ministry. Jesus would have sat down and clapped and said, hey, ministry is growing, people are coming from abroad. He made a statement. The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. And he said, except the wheat of a corn falls to the ground and dies, it abides alone. But if it can allow itself to die, meaning death is not something God does to you, it's something you allow him. You allow him kill you. Then it will bear more fruit. It will bear more fruit. It will produce more fruit. It's a very powerful mystery. Very powerful mystery. If I perish, they love not their lives unto death. Life it didn't mean anything to them again to die. Dying was like, listen, this was the level Paul the apostle reached. Look at what he said, to die. Imagine that. For you, if they say die now, I say, hey, for where? Because you are still alive in yourself. But the man is already dead, and he's saying to die is gain, to live is Christ. So whichever one that happened is good. Whether to go or to stay, it doesn't make any difference. Whether going or staying, it doesn't make any difference at all. I think it was worship team I was sharing with yesterday, that Pastor Chris of Christ Embassy want to come out for Sunday service. He's not happy. If you are the one with that kind of church, won't you be happy to come and preach? He's not happy. Ask him why. He said it's a distraction. He's busy in the secret place. That coming out to preach is distracting him. The man is dead. Countries have been begging him to come, begging him. For instance, Dubai, that he just came back from. Dubai has been begging him for more than 10 years. Please step into our nation with one-day program. Please, Dubai. He just went last week. For him, he said there are distractions. Him, except that souls are being won, he preferred just being with God. I shared with you how that a man from Abuja here went to Pastor Chris's White House in Lagos. That's where he stayed. They call it White House. He was so excited that he was going to study the life of Pastor Chris for at least 2 weeks. It was a privilege. But in 2 weeks, he saw him twice. In 2 weeks, living in the same house, he saw him twice. And the twice was because he came down to pick a little thing he wanted to eat and ran back. That you don't dare tell him food is ready, you offend him. You don't tell him food is ready, he's offended. And you don't tell him what to eat, he will just sit down and call you and say, all right, prepare so and so for me. And when you finish preparing, you don't come to disturb him. He comes down to downstairs and pick a little quantity and move back like a monk and sit down there. When you enter his room, what you hear is worship songs and the scripture and so many things playing around the background. He's just here alone. Why won't he be anointed? He has almost lost connection with the world. That's death. That's death. That's death. You should expect that on a normal day he should be traveling around. Hence, your private jet, travel and do this and that. The man is saying, no, these things don't appeal to me again. It's dirt. An average person now wants to travel around to prove that ministry is working. A man that have tested it is saying this is not where it is. Let's sit down with God. Death to the flesh means nothing has the ability to disconnect you with him. Nothing, not money, not how people treat you. We will know by your response to life and people around you. We will know the degree of death that has happened to you, because even this death is in levels. You can pray your life out in tongues and you are still alive to the flesh. Believe what I'm telling you. Believe it. Something will just happen now. You slap the person and told the person, this is good for you. Next time you try it, you receive twofold. And God is saying, look at this guy, alive in himself. All of these tongues, waste of time. Hallelujah. And the scars he talked about are the things you've been able to endure in the process of training. When God trains you, there are things you encounter that not everybody can endure, not everybody can go through. Your ability to go through them and come out gives you spiritual. The scars are spiritual, they are not normal, they are not physical, rather they are spiritual marks you get on account of your diligence, discipline to go through the trainings of the spirits. Hallelujah. When this happens to you, that was what Paul the Apostle says in Galatians, I believe 6:17 or thereabout. He said, from now on let no man trouble me, right? For I bear in my body the marks, the scars, the marks, the scars. I was 3 days in the wilderness of Arabia. Paul the Apostle went through a lot. He said at some point I was beaten unto death. Paul the Apostle was dragged out of the city, beaten unto death. The disciples had to surround him and bring him back to life. So many times he went through so much. All the apostles did. Men like John the Baptist, John the Beloved, he went through so that he refused to die. There were times they tied him on a donkey. The donkey was running with him and dragging him on the stones. He refused to die. There were times they put him in a red oil, fried him in oil. The oil boiled, they brought him out, he was still alive. Tie a stone to him from the mountain and threw him. You should expect that as the stone is rolling on the mountain and coming down with him, he should die. John refused to die. They now decided this guy has refused to die. Let's carry him to the island of Patmos and drop him there. Let him die by himself. Hence, man cannot kill him again. They carried him to the island of Patmos, expecting that he should die of cold. That's where he sat down comfortably with a table and started writing the book of Revelation. You see it? That's also death. So all of the frying, all of the sword, all of the dragging on the horse and all of those things, they are the scars. They are the scars. I went through so much for the sake of the gospel. This is why there are people you talk against, God kill you immediately. There are people like that. There are people you criticize them once, your finances run down. You are wondering, what did I do wrong? And God is saying, you just hold your mouth. If you know what this man went through for the sake of my kingdom, you won't be saying this. There are people like that. They are like the apple of God's own eye. They are like the men after his own heart, the David of God. They commit an offense, God will go and punish the Israelites. You see it? It's the level of sacrifice. The sacrifice is what is called scars. Scars.